What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Sister Girl on Films, and I'm coming back with another movie review. So as you can tell by the title, I will be reviewing Bad Boys for Life, which stars Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, and they are reprising their roles as Mike Lowrey and Marcus Burnett, who are two of the best Miami detectives. And in this film, they are actually older. It's been over 20 some odd years since the first Bad Boys movie, so they are well over into the 50 range. I think Will Smith actually just turned 51 this year. So as you can imagine, we don't necessarily have the same suave, fast-moving Marcus and Mike that we had in the first one, but Mike is still in this one doing his thing. Marcus, on the other hand, is really tired of this fighting crime life. He is a grandfather now. He honestly just wants to retire and just live a quiet life. In addition to that kind of a small rift between Mike and Marcus, there's also another main storyline where there is somebody who is very upset with Mike and quite a few other people in powers of position in the city, and they have set out to make a kill list. So in this film, we are trying to figure out who's trying to kill Mike, and then also trying to figure out how Marcus and Mike can continue their Bad Boys for Life partnership while still kind of heading down these two separate roads as men. So that is what Bad Boys for Life is about. Now, if you saw my trailer reaction for this movie, then you know I was kind of on the fence about this movie for a couple reasons. Number one, the trailer did not do it for me at all. Like, it did not get me excited about the movie. I was not amped about it. I am not like a super fangirl for the Bad Boys franchise. I really like the first one. The second one, I'm not really a huge fan of. So going into this, I was like, I don't know how I feel about a third or a second sequel. However, I saw an interview that Will Smith and Martin Lawrence did on The Breakfast Club, and it made me rethink my thought process about this film, because Will Smith cleared up that this movie, or was it Martin Lawrence? One of them. No, it was Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence cleared up that this movie is not necessarily the follow-up to the second one, but it's kind of more of a sequel to the first one. So that made a lot of sense to me, and I wasn't mad at that. And then also, the fact that this movie was not directed by Michael Bay kind of made me want to check it out a little bit more also, because the first two were directed by Michael Bay, and his direction style can be just a little over the top sometimes. And sometimes it can take away from the story, and the action scenes can kind of drag on for way longer than necessary. So when I found out he wasn't directing this, it also made me pretty curious to go check it out. And then lastly, the fact that it had a January release date also made me pretty apprehensive, because typically January is when the movie studios like to release all their crap movies, and I just was very concerned. So I went ahead and put all that to the side after watching that interview on The Breakfast Club, and I went to go check out Bad Boys for Life. And I am happy to say that I actually enjoyed this movie quite a bit, much more than I thought that I would. I felt like the pacing of it was pretty good. I am notorious for falling asleep in the movies. I did not fall asleep in this one. I may have yawned a couple times, but I did not fall asleep. So I think that bodes well for the pacing of the film. I think the plot overall was pretty good. There was a reveal that happened in the movie that I was not a fan of, because I felt like it was forced, and they just put it on us just so they could create a fourth one, which Michael Bay is slated to direct. So we're gonna be back to that in 2022. But that reveal to me was just really heavy-handed and forced, so I wasn't a fan of that reveal. But other than that, I feel like the plot was pretty good. The action scenes were legit. Like, I enjoyed the fight scenes. The guy that played the main villain, child, I forget his name, he's really cutie pie. Whoever his stunt double was did the damn thing. There was an opening fight scene with him in it, and I was like, oh, okay, so you that kind of villain. The kind of villain where, you know, if your hero goes up against them, your hero probably gonna get their ass whooped substantially in the fight against you. And I actually like villains like that. I don't like villains that are just evil geniuses. They're just smart, or they have crazy weapons of mass destruction. I like a villain that likes to get their hands dirty and can fight. So I really enjoyed the villains in this film. Martin Lawrence, he was funny in parts, but I don't know what it is. I don't know, because he's getting older and maybe just his style of comedy is not aging well with him. I know a lot of people said they really enjoyed his performance and thought he was hilarious. The lady that was sitting next to me in the movie theater, she was dying. I just kind of laughed a little bit. There were a couple scenes that I was laughing out loud. But for the most part, I mean, I kind of feel like it's just kind of the same old with him as far as this comedy. Will Smith's performance was pretty good. I forget that when he plays Mike Lowry, he's a lot different than any other character that he plays. So there's a lot of cussing in it, a lot of slang. He's supposed to be like kind of too cool for school. And I think that the direction in this film with Mike Lowry worked, because it was kind of cringy at times. But I feel like that was the purpose, because this man is 50 years old, but he's still trying to be like this young bachelor. So a lot of slang that young kids are using now, it's not going to work, because you're an old ass man. Like, sit down somewhere. So I think the cringe factor was intentional. But overall, you know, I really enjoyed Will Smith's performance. I wasn't sure about the addition of the ammo squad that they brought in, which was like the 4 young kids who, by the way, I didn't realize that was Vanessa Hudgens. How do you say her name, y'all? Hudgens? I think that's the little girl from Disney, honey. The singer girl. Ain't that her name? Ain't that her? I see, I get her and Selena Gomez confused. Is that wrong? I really do. But Vanessa Hudgens, I think that's how you say her name. She was in this. And her character was like one of my favorites. So she was a badass. And if they are going to go ahead and greenlight a 4th one, she better be in it, honey, because she was kicking ass. Like, damn near, I would want to see a movie with just her character by itself, because there was a fight scene in this, and I'm sure it's just her stunt double, but still, it was really good. So I enjoyed the ammo kids. I didn't think I would, and I had a theory about ammo. I was wrong. I was wrong about it. That's fine. But I did like the addition of them. They actually added some youth to it. They added a different element to the film that I feel like it kind of needed. So overall, I really enjoyed Bad Boys for Life. The only thing I didn't like was that there were times where the CG, it threw me off a little bit. I know that Will Smith, again, in that Breakfast Club interview, talked about how they use this new technology where they can CG actor's face onto the stunt double so it looks more authentic. But to me, it just looked more computerized, and it was obvious that that was happening. It looks kind of weird. So that was one thing I didn't like. I also didn't like, there was another, like a car chase scene where the green screen work was pretty obvious. And that threw me off too. I was like, oh, this is clearly in front of a green screen. So I didn't like that part either. And like I said, there was a reveal in the final act of the film that was really forced. And there really was no lead up to it. So it just seemed kind of out of left field to me. But other than that, I really enjoyed this film. I think that if you are a fan of the Bad Boys trilogy, you will definitely love this movie. People are just praising this movie like no other. I didn't think it was a perfect film. It was not the movie of the year, although the year just started, but it probably won't win my award for movie of the year this year, but it was definitely a good watch, and it's definitely worth a rewatch as far as I'm concerned. So with that being said, I will definitely give this a Sister Girl rating of why the hell not. I know y'all thought maybe I was going to say a must see, but I'm not going to say it's a must see because I had issues with it, but I would definitely say why the hell not? You know what I'm saying? Go check it out. It's definitely worth your good coin. You know, go to the movies with your friends and your family and go check it. Just don't go with the kids. There's a lot of profanity in it. But go with your adult family members and go check it out and have you a good time. So let me know in the comments below if you checked out Bad Boys for Life and how you felt about it. And now that we have 3 movies in this franchise, which one is your favorite Bad Boys film? I would have to say the first one is still my favorite. I like a classic, so it's still my favorite. So let me know in the comments below how you felt about this movie and if you plan to go check it out. And like always, like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'm gonna see y'all next time for something else. Thank you so much for your support, and I'm gonna see y'all next time. Holla!